Do you ever feel like you're spending your entire day putting out fires, jumping from one thing to the next, and hoping you don't forget something important? When life feels overwhelming, it's easy to think that we need a brand new routine or a complete life reset to get back on track. But the truth is that it's usually the small things that we do consistently that make the biggest difference. So, in today's episode, I'm sharing three simple daily habits that can help you feel more calm, focused, and in control of your day. These aren't complicated productivity hacks or time consuming routines, they're realistic habits that help reduce stress, create more structure, and make everyday life feel just a little bit easier.
Are you ready to stop the chaos, the stress, the overwhelm that's filling your life? I'm Renee Matt, and together you and I are going to build simple routines that are going to change your life. When you put these habits into practice, you're going to be able to organize your life in a way where you can be there for your family, pay off your debt, save money, your house can stay organized, you don't have to stress about what's for dinner, and you still get time for yourself. So without further ado, let's get started. Welcome to the Routine Advantage Podcast.
Now, if you've been here for a while, you might have already built the five foundational routines into your life. And if you have, then that is amazing. And you can add these daily habits to that if you're not already practicing these. And if you are new here and you are still trying to get used to routines and you don't really have any structured routines in place yet, structured but flexible, I should say that. We don't want rigid routines here, but if you are still just trying to get used to the idea of it, you can still start these daily habits before you even get routines in place. So, no matter where you are with your routine journey, this is going to apply to you because it can just make our lives flow a little bit easier. It helps us feel more calm. It helps us feel a little bit more focused and in control, even when things are kind of up in the air or we're in busy seasons of life, because these are just things that become more automatic once we repeat them. But in the beginning, we do have to be a little bit more intentional because when we are tired of feeling scattered, we need those practical ways to feel more organized and intentional. And this is one way to do that. Now, before we go into the actual three habits that I want to share with you, I do just want to note here that feeling calm and in control throughout your day is not about perfection. And I think that's where a lot of us get stuck is like if we want to feel calm and in control, it means everything has to go perfectly. And as soon as it doesn't go perfectly, we feel like we're no longer in control and we're starting to feel frazzled. And that is not what this is about. It's about creating small habits that you can repeat consistently that are going to help you reduce the decision fatigue and that mental clutter because you're going to start just doing it automatically. We just talked about this in a recent episode about the neuroplasticity and about rewiring your brain so that you don't have to think about things so much. When you repeat something over and over, it just becomes something that you do automatically without even mentally thinking about it anymore. You don't have to use that brain power that just makes you so dang tired at the end of the day because we have a lot of decisions to make. So, when you can start creating these habits, it ends up making you feel more rested, even though you're actually probably being more productive. It's a really cool thing when you're really intentional about choosing which habits and routines you want to put into your day. So, the first habit that I want to talk about is to start the day before looking at your phone. And this is whether or not you have a morning routine structured and you have built your morning routine yet. This is incredibly important because so many of us will wake up and before we even get out of bed, we grab our phone and we start scrolling. And this is something that I used to do regularly. And then eventually I would peel myself out of bed. But when I took time to make sure I did several things before I looked at my phone, it changed the way I went into my day because by not opening your phone right away, you're reducing the stress and the comparison that comes right away. I mean, when you look at Instagram, all you're seeing, or Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, whatever you're on, you're probably seeing comparisons to these perfect lives that people have curated for social media, and you're seeing a bunch of ads on things that you probably need in your home, or they're convincing you that you need in your home, and you feel like you're missing out somewhere. So it's just immediate like stress and comparison before you even are getting out of bed. So when you can start your day and you allow it to begin intentionally instead of reactively, and spend that first, 10 to 15 minutes doing what you need to do. Get dressed, drink your water, review your plan for the day, read something, journal something, take time to pray if you are somebody of faith. This is the time that you can do that before you even open your phone. Now, if you use your alarm on your phone, that's fine. Just shut off your alarm and turn your phone face down, or lock it using apps. Like I love using app blockers to lock my phone until a certain time. I have it turned off until 9 a.m. And sometimes I have to bypass it because I know I'm going to need to check messages. But for the most part, I'm like, unless it's a dire emergency, everybody can wait for me to be able to check any messages until like 8 or 9 a.m. I can get all of my stuff done because I tend to get up early. So I have a couple of hours to be able to just be free of my phone and get what I need to get done. And it is such a good feeling. And I know the days that I bypass it and I am on my phone early or earlier than normal, and I am on my phone before I take time to do my morning routine and everything, it throws off my whole day because I get stuck. And pretty soon I have spent 30 minutes just scrolling for nothing. And now I feel sluggish. I feel tired. I don't have the energy boost that I would normally have if I actually go through my routine. So it does make a big difference. And I challenge you to try it and see how much better you feel by giving yourself a time frame to be without your phone. Now, if you are worried about it, you can, start small and you can make it bigger and grow as you want to. But I guarantee you that the majority of us can be completely fine without checking messages. I mean, if there is an emergency or if there's something that needs to happen, you can also like set up settings on your phone where there are certain numbers that can bypass, a silent mode. So if that is the case for you, just set that up on your phone so you have a little bit more peace of mind to know that if it's an emergency or if somebody important is trying to get a hold of you during that time for some reason, then they're going to be able to get through. But other than that, if that's not the case for you, then you're going to be totally fine to just keep your phone shut for a while and give yourself that time in the morning. You will feel so much better. So, number two is to clean as you go. And this one, it just helps prevent your chores from becoming overwhelming projects. So we do have the daily 7 home routine, and that is one of the 5 foundational routines that I talk about here on this podcast. But beyond that, that's just like a quick home reset. And that helps you run through 7 priority tasks to quickly reset your home in under 30 minutes. And that is great, and it makes a huge difference. But beyond that, if you are living in your home throughout the day, you can't just make a mess all through the day and expect to have it completely reset in 30 minutes. So we have to build on habits that are going to support that routine. Yes, it is impactful and it is great to have that, but you're going to find that there are certain things that will just help make that routine a little bit easier for you. So when you are thinking about being in the kitchen, wipe the counters down while you're cooking. Wash those dishes as you are cooking to just make your task easier later on. When you are walking out of the kitchen, if you see a mess, just wipe it up quickly. If you are walking through the living room and you see a bunch of things all over the place, just gather them up and put them where they need to go and put things away. If you're leaving the bathroom and the towel is messed up and the rug is all askew, then just straighten the rug and refold the towel and hang it up on its hanger, and you have a tidier bathroom, so that when you come through to do your daily 7, it's a much quicker process because maintenance is so much easier than a full project catch up. So when you start to get used to doing these things, again, it just becomes more automatic. It doesn't feel like you are cleaning all the time. You're just tidying as you go. One thing I love doing is like I don't like having to, gather up all of these items that are in the wrong room and bring them all over the house to put them away. Usually it's like things need to go upstairs because we have like a main level uh living area, and then the bedrooms and offices are upstairs, and then we have the basement with the laundry and everything downstairs, and we store some things downstairs as well, so it's storage. So a lot of times if it's on the main level, then I need to either bring things upstairs or I'm going to need to bring things to the basement. And a lot of times what I end up doing is if I am gathering things up rather than taking the time to go put everything away, especially if I'm in a hurry, just to make it easier on myself, I gather things and I put them at the bottom of the stairs, if it's on the main level, and if they need to go upstairs, I put them at the bottom of the stairs so that next time I go upstairs, I can just grab those items, bring them with me, and put them away as I'm going to my next thing. It works great. And then if I need to bring them to the basement, I just put them at the top of this basement stairs because the staircases going up and the staircase going down are in two different sections of the house. So I have to, just put them by the right staircase. But if it's going to the basement, instead of taking the time to go to the basement and put it all away, which if you have time to do that, great. But a lot of times we are trying to move through our day quickly, one thing to another. So I just put them at the top of the steps, and then the next time I go down to, switch laundry, or I go down to grab something for dinner off of our food storage down there, like that is where I just grab what's at the top of the steps. I bring it down with me, I put it away, and I grab what I need and I come back upstairs. And everything just kind of flows smoothly. So this is something that is a great practice to have. If you need to put it in a basket, you can put it in a basket. I personally don't do the basket because then I feel like it's just a place to gather clutter. So I just do that only when I need to, and I just put it there, and then I just scoop it all up when I need to go. But that helps to kind of maintain the tidiness throughout the day as things accumulate, because we live in our houses. Things are going to not be perfect all the time. Things are going to accumulate in places that they are not supposed to be. So we need to find an easy way to get them back to their homes. And that is a way that works really well for us. And it works seamlessly throughout the day by being able to make intentional decisions to put it where it needs to be directed, and then the next time I go that way, I just pick it up. It's kind of like, never leaving a room with empty hands. It's kind of that same concept where if you are leaving the room, look around and see what you can bring to the next room or put away. It's kind of that same thing. It just helps to maintain your house throughout the day and helps keep it tidy. And this is a practice that you can teach others in your household to do the same thing. It's like if there's things at the bottom of the stairs, grab them on your way up and put them away so that it's not all on you too. So that is a big one that will help you feel more organized and in control. And it's not something that you really have to think about once you're in the habit of doing it. And then habit number 3 is to create one trusted place for your information. Now, this one is huge because when notes and ideas and tasks and reminders are scattered throughout multiple places, our brain never fully relaxes because it's constantly trying to remember where things are. So, having one trusted system will help create that mental clarity and reduce the fear of forgetting something important. So, you can create a simple habit and a rule for yourself depending on what you're doing. So, I love that if it has a date or a time attached to it, it goes in my Google Calendar. If it is not set in stone, like that's not a planned thing, then I just put it in as a hold, and I just put in capital letters, I put hold, dash, and then whatever it is that time is being held for. Because once it's in my calendar, I know that I can forget about it and I don't need to keep coming back to it because I know that that space is being held in my calendar. And when I go back to review my calendar, I can confirm everything. I can remove it if it's no longer necessary, or I can remove the hold part and I can confirm it and I can turn it green because green is a time sensitive thing in my calendar or whatever color code it is, depending on what I'm putting in there. I can just plug it in there and update it and it's done. So if it has a date or a time attached to it, it's just going straight in my calendar. It's not going somewhere else where I'm going to forget about it. It's not going in, a sticky note in my purse that I'm going to find 3 weeks after the event happens. Like that is not happening. So we want to make sure we have one place. Now beyond that, we have other things that will come up that are outside of our typical routines, or maybe it's not on our annual task list or planning, you know, time zone, and things come up where it's like, I know that there's something that needs to be done. It's a task, it's an idea that you're having, it's just a note that you want for yourself, it's a shopping item or some type of future plan that you are just making notes for yourself. It needs to go in one spot. You don't want it in a bunch of random notebooks. You don't want it texted to somebody and then texted to yourself or plugged into your email or on a sticky note on the fridge or thrown on the back of a receipt in your purse. Like you do not want all of these multiple places. You want one spot to collect all your thoughts so that when it's time to go back and review those thoughts, you only have one place to go. For me, I prefer to do it in my Google Keep app. It's a notes app through Google. Like, so if you have a Google account or a Gmail account, you have access to this app for free. It is just Google Keep, and it's just, I think it's a yellow icon with like a little light bulb on it. That's what I am using at all times. I have, I actually have episodes talking about Google Keep. It's not a sponsored episode or anything like that. I just love it because it is where all of those random ideas are collected. It is my resource center for that. I have templates for grocery lists in there. I have just random running grocery lists in there. I have just thoughts that I have, and they're all compiled into Google Keep into certain notes because then I can search what I'm looking for if I need to. If I have gift ideas for somebody, I have a running note for gift ideas. And as I'm talking to somebody, it's like, oh, that would make a good gift for them. I go into my gift note and I just plug in the idea. So when it comes time to buying a gift, I can go to my notes and I can search the gifts and I can look at my ideas for that person. If I am, walking through and I realize that there's something at the store that, it would be really cool to have, but we don't really need it right now. It's not budgeted. I have kind of like a wish list, a running wish list in my notes app of things that I might like to look at later. And a lot of times I'll go back and look at those and it's like, "Oh yeah, I don't actually need that. That would just be a waste of money," and I remove it. But there are things that have been on there for months that I'm like, "Okay, eventually we just need to bite the bullet and actually like purchase some of these things." But we've just been holding off and it's on my wish list. I'm not going to forget about it, but it will come in time. When we are planning something, like we had planned our meal plan for this week, but then we ended up deciding to do a get together on Friday, and there's going to be, different things that I didn't count for our meal plan. So there are going to be things that I need to pick up from the store to make sure that we're ready for this party. So it's like those are the types of things that I can plug into my app. If Tony says that he's out of something, I can make sure that I plug it in there that on my next shopping trip, those are the things that I'm going to make sure are on my list because have been collected on there. Or if we run out of like cinnamon for some reason and I didn't realize we were out of cinnamon and we're going to need that for breakfast or whatever, like those are the things that can get plugged into one spot. I'm not just randomly putting them anywhere to just continue forgetting. So when you have one single trusted place for information, that's it. There's no sticky notes, there's no random notebook pages, there's no emailing yourself reminders. There's just one home for appointments and one home for information. So it just helps make things clearer. It helps make you feel more calm because you feel more prepared. You feel more in control. You feel more focused. And these are simple habits. There's only three of them, but just Being really consistent at these 3 things will be a game changer for your life. You're going to feel so much better if you're not already doing these things. So, I will quickly recap those, but if you need some help, if you need some assistance, go back and listen to previous episodes, especially if they're relating to like the routines that you feel like you need to build into your life. If you are really stuck and you're like, I know I need this routine, or I know I need more help about this, I need to find the episode that relates to that. Like, you can search our episodes. Like, we have almost 300 episodes, which is absolutely insane. But you can search for it. You can go into our episode list and search for what you need in your podcast app, or you can go to our episode library, which is pinned at the top of the post or at the top of the group in our free community. And that you can go to theroutineadvantagecommunity.com and request to join. And it is just pinned at the top, the episode library. It's all in a spreadsheet and you can just search for your keywords. Or if you need to, like, just message us, post a post in that community or send us an email and let us know what it is you're looking for. And we can help like guide you to the right episodes that are going to be the best for what you're looking for, because we're happy to help. We want to make sure that you feel supported, and that is a great way to do that. So if you need us, just send us a message. It's me and my sister. My sister works with me for the podcast. She runs the Facebook community. I pop in there and respond to things as well. So we're both in there a lot, but she's the one that's like posting the posts and the engagement and everything like that. So it's kind of fun. So before we go, I will quickly recap those 3 daily habits for you to feel more calm, focused, and in control. Is number 1, start the day before looking at your phone. This is going to help you reduce the stress, the comparison, and it's going to allow you to begin your day intentionally instead of reactively. Number 2 is to clean as you go. Preventing chores from becoming overwhelming projects is key. And when we can do this, we have to remember that maintenance is easier than catch up. And then number 3, the third habit is to create one trusted place for your information. No sticky notes, no random notebook pages, just one home for appointments and one home for information. So if it has a date or a time attached to it, it goes into your digital calendar. And if it is a task, an idea, a note, a shopping item, anything like that, it goes in your notes app. And I prefer Google Keep if you are looking for one that you are not quite familiar with. Like, that is the one that I would recommend to everybody. So if you have any questions, definitely feel free to message us. We're happy to help. And I will catch you back here on the next episode.
Did you love that episode or learn something useful? If so, would you do me a huge favor? My goal is to grow this podcast and help as many women as I can break free from the overwhelm so they can truly enjoy their life. The best way for me to do this is for you to leave a 5-star written review on your podcast app and to share this episode with a friend or in your Instagram stories. I appreciate you being here. I hope you have a wonderful day, and I will see you on the next episode. Take care.